Y'all, it's your girl, Cards Player 69, but you can call me Mystery. I'm gonna be doing a draft, and you can watch, and I will try and share my thought process. Okay, I like Japan. I know the United States is a great faction. I like Japan. So, efficient unit seems good. It's kind of a tough one, but I think I want more. Hmm. Oh, it's tough. This is not the best unit. Tora is decent, but it's also not the best board wipe. I'll grab it. It's a tough one. Ooh, also a tough one. Something that's also really good, I don't think I mentioned it in the bread video, is card advantage, drawing cards. Scouting party is effectively like draw two on a delay and you get some little guys. There's a chance that you buff them and things get out of control and you draw like a zillion cards. But for the most part, it's a 3 cost, draw two with upside, which is good, very good. But the Aichi is also very good. It's likely to get off a hit. I think I'm gonna go with the Aichi because it can also kill people. Finland is a busted ally. Really, really good. It's kind of a tough one. Damn. Right now my deck is postured very aggressively. I'm gonna go with the pack. There's not a. It's a tough decision between that and the infantry. So I like air superiority. I'm early enough in draft that I can make this card work. Okay. Honor is good. Stridsgruppen, also very good. I'm gonna go with the unit for now, although honor is quite good. It's asking me to spend a unit on it, and I don't know what I'll be getting. I don't know if I'll get like the insta kill fury combos. Okay, so this sucks. This is not good. I'll take this tank because it's a 3 cost, 3 power tank. Good enough. Not ideal, but good enough. Edge of the Empire is good in the right kind of deck. I generally just don't like sneak maneuver. I don't like cards like this in general. Just take the Himechi Regiment. Take over the game quickly. I like to check on my curve a lot when I'm drafting. Just to see where I'm at. So this looks good. I like going the super aggressive path when I'm doing Japan. I either do ultra, ultra, ultra aggressive, or I do sort of mid-range flyers. This is situational, but it's quite powerful when it hits, so I'm gonna take this. Ooh. Interesting. You know what? I'm gonna take the greater purpose. It's 3, so it's a little awkward. It's like I think I'd want 2 more than 3, but it's quite good. I like Outflank. This is a strong card for. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, we're grabbing these flyers. Amphibious Assault is very good. But I also want guys. think I'll take this guy. 0 operating cost on a 3 cost 3/4. That's pretty solid. Speaking of pretty solid, 3 strike from the woods. Not bad. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with that. That seems good. Okay, we don't want Matsu Regiment. Discarding a card means the opponent will easily 2-for-1 us. I want the guards. Okay, we take the blitz. This is like a way to kill people. Yeah, see, if I had a bunch of these first Taipei Regiment, I probably would have taken the honor. But I didn't have anything to really get extra out of it. I think I want this. That's a tough one. Okay, I think I want this. I like this card. I haven't used it in this way before, but I like the idea that on a stalled out board, I'm pretty sure this comes out of your deck. Pretty sure that's how this works. I haven't actually had this trigger go off yet. But if that's the case, then that's a very strong card. Expansion's good. I have a bunch of like 1 cost stuff, so. Okay. Take the flyer. Doesn't go for the face, but Burning Sun is tempting, but I don't have a bunch of cheap flyers. I think these are both good, these other options. The Mito Regiment is of course basically like a lot less stat efficient, but the deal 2 is nice. You eventually do start to wear people down. 3 is a big commitment though. I'm going to take this. Oh, well, that sucks. I'll take the frozen assets. It's tough. I do have a lot of 5s in this deck, so I'm not sure how balls to the wall fast we're gonna go. I'm gonna go for Through the Ice. Oh, Sendai Regiment. My god. Yeah, great card. Oh. Infantry Regiment 13. This is a stupid card. If you play it when there's 2 enemies on the board, it's solid. If there's any more, it just is out of control good. It's nutty. So we want the flyers. I want this. I want the cheaper guys. Ooh, okay, there we go. This is a great card. 2-for-1. You know, you leave behind something even if it dies. The opponent often has to spend a little too much effort getting rid of the little guy. Okay. Interesting. Oof, that's tough. Maybe just because of my curve, I go for the P1. I have had some good results with the KI 100. Normally the concern for a bomber like this compared to this is like at least the KI 100 trades. A lot of the time when the opponent slams into it on their turn, the 6 power means it probably goes 1-for-1. And if they don't, it gets out of control. But the P1Y1, I mean, its ability, I think you should just see this as like a 4-5 bomber, you know, because again, we're not playing around synergy. We're just seeing these as individual strong pieces that fit within a whole in terms of like curve and tempo and strategy. But we're not trying to build a smokescreen deck, so it doesn't matter if this is the only smokescreen card I have, which I think it might be. It's still good. So What do we got here? We have a few flyers on 5 and one on 6. It's mostly fighters that we have so far. Got like the 2 cheap bombers. And, you know, I do actually have one other smokescreen bomber. But again, it's not worth playing around. Having 2 cards that synergize out of a 40 card deck, working around that is a way to goof on yourself. You know what though? Okay, so both of these units kill units without them retaliating. I think I want this, even though it doesn't fit with the curve as well. It's okay. Okay, so there's our deck. There's our curve. You can take a look here. I think it's got some real promise. I like Japan because it's just very good at closing out games. You take over the board pretty early a lot of the time, and you either rush them down, or you just sort of make enough breathing room to plop down a couple flyers. The opponent is either at a critical life threshold, and you just kill them real quick, or you know, stuff like the A6 M20 is tough to attack into, and you're kind of forcing your opponent to often to 2-for-1 themselves on this, and then you're chopping away at their life. Unless they have guards, you're able to start really chunking them once you get to turn 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So that was the draft. I think we made a decent deck. It's not the best, but it is good. It's got some tricks up its sleeve too. Oftentimes okay, so there's like a few different ways that drafts pan out, and one of them is where the board gets really stalled out and gunked up, and both players are building up. In that situation, Greater Purpose is nuts. For reference, this card, if you hit 2 units, it's fine. If you hit 3 or more, it's very, very good. If you get more than 3, this is insane. This is an insane card. Card advantage is extremely powerful in general. But it is especially powerful in limited. I'm sure if you've played a lot, you'll find that, yeah, you do get to these situations where both players are top decking. You each have 0 to 2 cards in hand, and you're really praying that whatever comes next is your salvation. So if your opponent gets to the top decking phase while you still have a handful of cards, you know, that is a dominating position. Other things that are noteworthy here. Yeah, again, this guy. The effect that this guy has, it's not there. I want you to pretend that text, draw and discard the top card of your deck, it's not real. And you might say, oh, but what if I draw and discard my best card? Okay, what if you draw and discard your worst card and your best card's on top? It's a moot point. Don't worry about it. The text isn't real. 1 cost, 2, 0 operating cost. Because again, we're not playing around synergies. We're not worrying about it. We're looking at what is going to be most relevant most of the games, and that is this guy's stats. This card is very good. This card's opening up the space for us to play our air units. You know, let's just play a turn 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. This plus something else. Stall the game out a little bit. Get a CC that will move into the front line and gum things up, or trade when they're trying to press forward into you. Yeah. So you might notice the curve's very uneven, but a lot of these 5 costs are game ending, and a lot of them you're going to be playing on turns after 5. If your opponent is flooding the board, I have played this card as like, you know, like an 8-10 many times, just enormous 7-9, whatever. Huge, huge card. Not always playing this on turn 5. But again, it's okay to play this as like a 4-6 just to lock down the board a little bit so you don't die, so you protect a key unit like a bomber or a fighter or whatever. That's fine. What do we got here? This is also sort of one of those stalled out board cards. If the opponent is hunkering down, you snipe their artillery, you snipe their bomber. Good card. And although it's conditional that the enemy unit has to be adjacent to 2 other units, this often means you're getting the thing that's being sandwiched between guards. And it doesn't say destroy a 5 credit or lower enemy unit or destroy a bomber or a fighter. It just says an enemy unit. So it's good. It's good. And worst case scenario, I play this as a 5 cost 8/5 with no abilities and 1 operating cost. I'm perfectly happy doing that. If we're in a stalled out board and I drop this, if the enemy has very little stuff, this threatens lethal extremely quickly. Fine card. Don't think too hard about some of these effects. There are going to be some games where you just have to pretend it's a vanilla. Vanilla being a card that has no abilities. Sendai Regiment, usually you're not going to be fighting with this. This is kind of going to hang back with smoke screen, just like holding something. Occasionally you will. Occasionally all this is doing is removing the buffs on a unit. Let's say they make it all huge and funky. You take their 9/9 and you convert it back to a 3/3 when it pops out of the Sendai Regiment. It does not preserve their buffs, so important to remember. So yeah, that is the draft. I will be playing this soon. I have decent hopes for it. I don't think it's the best. I think it can go 5 or 6 wins though. And it could definitely go 7. It has the potential. It has some serious power behind it. Yeah, thanks for watching, and good luck drafting.